So I normally don't do videos like this, but I was compelled to respond to a video another creator made on here regarding NewJeans. As we all know, the battle between NewJeans / Minhyejin and Hybe / Adore is still ongoing, and a YouTuber by the name of Taly Tokki made a video staunchly in defense of NewJeans. And everyone's entitled to their opinion, obviously, but I couldn't help but notice the omission of details and distortion of facts that didn't support the argument this creator was trying to make. And because there's so much misinformation regarding the situation online, I felt like making a response video to clear up some of the things this creator said and to point out some things they didn't say. So let's jump into it.
There's a serious problem on this platform. It's really bad. And I think a lot of this is rooted in misogyny. I really do think that's what it really comes down to.
I'm not naive enough to think that misogyny doesn't play a role in this situation, but let's not act like there aren't plenty of valid reasons to criticize NewJeans and Minhyejin, especially Minhyejin. Mind you, this is the same woman who said she hates feminists and women in general and covered up sexual harassment happening in Adore. There is always misogyny mixed in situations like this, but that doesn't automatically make all criticisms of NewJeans and Minhyejin moot, especially when their actions have harmed other women.
Minji, Hani, Danny, Head, and Hae lawfully terminated their exclusive contract with Adore on November 29th, after Adore failed to meet NewJeans' demand of corrections that they stated in their certified letter. The members cited their exclusive contract that states, according to paragraph 15, paragraph 1 of the exclusive contract, if Adore violates the terms of exclusive contract, NewJeans may request correction with a 14-day grace period, and if the violations are not corrected within this period, they may terminate or cancel the contract. So what does that mean? If the members believe Adore breached their contract, they're allowed to demand for corrections, and if Adore fails to meet NewJeans' demands in 14 days, NewJeans are allowed to legally terminate their exclusive contract and walk away from Adore. And that is exactly what happened. It's that simple.
Not only are the demands NewJeans made not a breach of their contract with Adore, but NewJeans did not terminate their contract lawfully. Quick disclaimer, I'm going to get into the legal aspects of this, and I'm getting all my information from Korean lawyers who are obviously familiar with Korean civil law. I'll link the sources I used in the description for those of you who want to know where I'm getting my information from. But I just want to be clear that I'm obviously not an expert in Korean civil law, but I'm getting my information from people who are. Despite what NewJeans or their fans may think, contracts are legally binding and cannot be terminated the way NewJeans attempted to do it. In order for NewJeans to terminate their contract based on a breach committed by Adore, they would still have to go to court. The courts would then have to determine if the violations NewJeans listed actually met the legal definition of a breach of contract, and only then could their contract be terminated. NewJeans cannot unilaterally decide to terminate their contract without going through the proper legal channels. And as mentioned earlier, none of the violations NewJeans listed actually meet the legal definition of a breach of contract. These are simply grievances the group has with the company. The internal documents leaked from Hybe that people claim reveal plans to replace NewJeans do not constitute a breach because those documents at worst reflect the opinion of the person who wrote it. It does no tangible harm to NewJeans as artists, and there is no further proof beyond that paragraph in the thousands of pages that were leaked that Hybe ever planned to replace NewJeans. There exists no evidence to suggest Hybe was actively planning to replace NewJeans beyond a single paragraph in an industry report. The statement that suggests replacing NewJeans is also up for interpretation, and as I mentioned in a previous video, the statement most likely reflects the author's opinion of NewJeans in relation to their competition. Another alleged breach of contract is the Hani manager situation, where it was alleged by Hani that a B-Lift manager told Islet to ignore Hani as they greeted each other. This is also not a breach of contract. Adore and B-Lift are two separate entities, therefore Adore cannot compel a manager employed by a different label to apologize to Hani. Adore did what was within their power and contacted B-Lift to ask the manager to apologize. B-Lift refused, and that is where Adore's ability to act in this situation ends. It doesn't make sense for Adore to be held responsible for the actions of a manager from another label, and they do not have the power to compel the manager to apologize to Hani. Again, this is simply a grievance NewJeans has with Adore, not an actual violation of the exclusive contract. As for the other so-called violations, none of these constitute a breach either. NewJeans' pre-debut pictures being leaked is not a valid violation because they were leaked through the media, and Hybe did what was within their power by requesting the pictures and videos be taken down. The dispute between Adore and Shin Woo-sok, the CEO of the Dolphin kidnapping crew, doesn't count as a breach either, because who Adore decides to work with is not within NewJeans' control as artists. The same applies to their demand to reinstate Min Hee-jin. Only Adore's board of directors gets to decide who the CEO is. NewJeans do not have any right to demand Min Hee-jin be reinstated because that is not a right granted to them as artists under Adore. Unless their contracts state that only Min Hee-jin can be CEO of Adore, this is not a violation of their contract. Once again, all of these so-called violations are just grievances that NewJeans has with Adore. There is nothing within Korean civil law that supports their claim that Adore violated their exclusive contract. It has become clear recently that NewJeans did not have legal counsel when they decided to go rogue, and it's glaringly obvious. Several lawyers have commented on the situation, and none of them are of the opinion that NewJeans are in the right. While their fans may not want to believe it, the opinion of the legal community at large is that NewJeans are not only in the wrong, but they could very well be liable for damages and penalty fees.
NewJeans are brainwashed, manipulated, and groomed by Min Hee-jin. Ugh. First, I want to start off by saying I don't think you guys know what the word grooming means. I guess none of you own a dictionary? Don't know how to access Google? Aww. That's crazy. But I do believe a lot of you guys are brainwashed and manipulated, which is why I giggle every single time I see you guys throwing these words around. And no, NewJeans aren't being manipulated, groomed, or brainwashed by Min Hee-jin. Many of you believe that they are blindly following Min Hee-jin. Do we not believe that young women can think for themselves?
I'm not going to linger on this for too long, but if you think that there's no way that Min Hee-jin, a middle-aged woman, has power and control over a group of teenage girls as their CEO, you've got to be kidding yourself. And additionally, this is the same argument Min Hee-jin made when she defended the inappropriate lyrics in the song Cookie. What you all fail to realize is that when we say Min Hee-jin groomed NewJeans, it's not about thinking the members are stupid and can't make their own decisions. It's about how an adult in a position of power undeniably has the ability to create an unhealthy and inappropriate dynamic between them. All of the members of NewJeans could have IQs over 140. That still doesn't change the fact that they are impressionable as a group of teenage girls. Min Hee-jin has them calling her mom and wearing their face on a shirt and treating her like the sixth member of NewJeans. Hell, the whole reason they decided to go rogue and quote-unquote leave Adore is because Min Hee-jin got fired. And yes, I know their fans claim it's because Adore mistreated them, but we've already established that Adore did what was in their power to protect and compromise with NewJeans, and none of these accusations of mistreatment started until Min Hee-jin was fired, even when several of these so-called breaches occurred while Min Hee-jin was still CEO. There were no claims of mistreatment until Min Hee-jin got fired.
I've neglected NewJeans heavily. Hani stated this at the National Assembly. Hain talked about this during their emergency YouTube live stream. And Minji even talked about this during their emergency press conference, that Hype neglected and abused NewJeans.
I don't understand how bunnies can argue that NewJeans were neglected or mistreated. Here are just some of the privileges given to NewJeans in the 2+ years since they've debuted. They each make 7 figures a year individually. They have a communication app exclusively for them and their fans. They've had advertising collaborations with McDonald's, Coca-Cola, and other notable companies. They're extremely well promoted during comeback periods. They lived in a luxury dorm, have their own private styling room, received luxury brand deals as a rookie group, and last but not least, they had the biggest debut budget of any girl group that debuted under Hype. What about this sounds like mistreatment to you? NewJeans could search the entire planet and they would never find a company that affords them all of these privileges. There are groups out there who aren't getting paid, who have to fund their own comebacks, who deal with actual mistreatment at the hands of their companies. The worst thing that's ever happened to NewJeans is the ignore it situation with Hani and the manager. For the amount of times NewJeans and their fans have claimed to be mistreated by Hype, there is startlingly little evidence to support that claim.
NewJeans' careers aren't ruined. If anything, I would say it got a lot better after they got away from Adore and Hype.
The idea that NewJeans' careers have gotten better since leaving Adore is such a reach. NewJeans have no foreseeable activities and are playing with fire. Again, according to practically every Korean lawyer who has commented on this situation, it is highly unlikely NewJeans are going to ride off into the sunset with Min Hee-jin like their fans think they are. Public opinion has already started to turn against them ever since their press conference back in late November. They have been criticized by industry insiders and there have been and calls to blacklist NewJeans from the industry. And the people helping NewJeans with this runaway train stand a very real chance of being sued by Adore for breach of duty or unauthorized dealings with NewJeans, such as 2 former Adore managers who attempted to contact luxury brands on the behalf of NewJeans. There is no future in which NewJeans makes it out of this situation unscathed. The outlook is bad, and this will become even more clear once the situation goes to court, because as we've already established, the law is not on NewJeans' side. They have been operating without legal counsel up until about a week ago, and continue to breach their contract with Adore. Regardless of what happens in the future, whether the members are forced to return to Adore or if their contract with Adore is terminated for breach of contract, it is extremely likely this situation will exact its toll on NewJeans. Anyways, that's all I had to say. I hope this video can clear up some misinformation that's been going around. I know this video will definitely spark some controversy, but I'm just genuinely tired of the facts of this situation being distorted because of people's personal opinion about NewJeans. I hope people can begin to look at this situation more objectively. That's all for this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!